Awake, my brothers. You are finishing a long and toilsome journey, but before you can complete it, you must be prepared completely. Long ago, you gave your promise. I do hereby promise on my honor as a scout that I'll always and faithfully observe and preserve the traditions of the Order of the Arrow. That much is plain to all who watch you. But are you prepared for when traditions change?
They are prepared for everything cheerfulness requires of them.
I am the guardian of this circle. I have kept watch for many moons, and I can keep watch for many more. But our fire burns to its embers. The smoke wafts thicker than its flames. You've been told that I embody cheerfulness, that I kindle the fire with joy unending. But solemn is the day on which the guard must stop their watch. I would rather forfeit smiles than reverence. Remember, sadness does not douse our fire of cheerfulness, but rather reminds us of its vigor. We must have sadness to test our heart, for without it, how would we learn to grow? Tonight, we are reminded of how strong we are.
Long ago, when the need was great, Uncas arose with his father Chingachgook on an errand everyone had feared. Upon that act of selflessness was built the foundation of our order. But with every beginning comes an ending, and with every end, a new beginning. Thus, the seasons, in succession, never ending, seem to pass on. Eventually, Uncas and Chingachgook passed, and the order grew beyond them. You have faced the tests of the ordeal, but are you ready for when seasons change?
They are prepared for what brotherhood requires of them.
Brothers, I am the storyteller. I have weaved the story of our brotherhood for years, and if I could, I would write many more chapters. But the plot has narrowed into its conclusion, and the final words approach. You have been told that I embody brotherhood, that I tend the bonds that hold us together. But rope is not eternal, and I would rather let it fray than cut it. Listen now to the final words, for they are told only in sadness. They are read between the lines of a mournful farewell. They echo with eulogies and shout louder than an angry goodbye. It is a story of loss, one that finds us all eventually. The final story is one told before a gravestone, and its shadow lingers here tonight. But to know that story is to know a long and successful life. That light, that shadow is cast from a glorious light indeed. A frayed rope simply proves the tightness of its bond. Our brotherhood has lasted as long as it can, and our love for one another has never failed. Tonight, we are reminded of our lasting ties.
My solemn duty now demands that each brother shall test the bow, and doing so, confirm in silence their will to end the journey. let us show you the path ahead, so you may understand the importance of tonight. We were drawn from many others like an arrow from a quiver, and straight and true our path has been. But the path of every arrow seeks a single target. Brothers, you have sought the arrow well, but are you willing to see where it has landed?
They are prepared for what service requires of them.
I am the chieftain. Many faces have crossed my path, each one seeking new ways to serve. Each have I charged with cheerful service. Each have I told about our order. Many more would I teach were I able. But our arrow seeks its final mark. Tonight, we acknowledge the path that we have taken. The first shaft of the hunter must be straightest, must be surest. Is that not the path that we have taken? We have grown rings like a tree, and thousands more now grow from us. Each of those lodges circles around a target that we now draw ever near. Tonight, we accept that our arrow has hit that target. And we cherish our aim. We may be leaving this circle tonight, but that arrow will be lodged in our hearts forever. Tonight, as we give our final obligation, remember how we have fulfilled it, how we have lived up to those oaths. I do hereby promise, on my honor as a Scout, that I will always and faithfully observe and preserve the traditions of the Order of the Arrow. We mocked it with the Afsek, with the I will always regard the ties of brotherhood in the Order of the Arrow as lasting, and will seek to preserve a cheerful spirit, even in the midst of irksome tasks and weighty responsibilities, and will endeavor, so far as in my power lies, to be unselfish in service and devotion to the welfare of others. As we whisper our final admonition and its meaning, recall every moment that you have lived it out. As we sing our final song, remember how we are tied together, how the bonds of brotherhood bring us closer to the fire.
Well, there's just the Tsisqan Klahow'ya side.
Tsisqan tonight, may the virtues it represents glow ever brighter in our hearts, minds, and actions.
This, our purpose and intent, mark with silence, reverent.
This concludes our final event, and thus ends Tsisqan Lodge.